Hey friends, it's Stephanie and I am back in the craft room. Finally. Come on down, say hey. I am making one of our new wreath kits tonight or this afternoon or whatever time it is for you there. Come on in and say hey, and if always I want to know where you're from. I love hearing from you guys where you're at. Yes, I'm still a little hoarse just from all the things happening. Still a little bit of cough, but I'm good. I'm actually very good. And while you guys are getting logged in, I'm going to pull you up on my Facebook feed. But if it's your first time here, welcome. Okay, that went down the wrong pipe. That went down the wrong pipe. Oh my gosh. That was horrible. It brought tears to my eyes. I don't normally look like this. Normally you can see my face, but since I am recording a wreath kit tutorial, I thought I would give you the bird's eye view. And as I said, if it's your first time here, I'm Stephanie Williams with Festive Creations by Stephanie. I don't normally have those coughing fits either, but I teach people how to make beautiful things, including things like this. And I also teach people how to grow their online business. Okay, I think it's almost over. The coughing fit. Holy macaroni. I also sell supplies to make wreaths as well. So, I aspirated on my own saliva just right as I went live. That did not help Janet at all. Thank you very much. But I'm better now. Shoo. I think so. All right, so in this kit, you're going to get the 15-inch work frame. You're going to get this adorable 10-inch square sign. He's one of our new signs. He's glittered. I'm Gnome to bite. You're going to get 2 rolls of mesh, the purple and the Halloween color stripe. And you're going to get all 3 rolls of this ribbon in this wreath kit. And Christine, I have had a cold, and with everything going on, I really haven't taken care of myself last week. But today, though, however, just as we were going live, my saliva went down the wrong pipe and about aspirated on it. Marilyn, I know, me too. Me too. So some additional things that you'll want for this kit is I use a staple gun. You'll want 4 pipe cleaners, a pair of scissors, some floral wire, and I use a rotary cutter, but you can also use scissors to cut your mesh with. And I thought I would be really proactive today, and I have most of my mesh already cut because that's what takes the longest, and quite honestly, it's the most boring, I'm telling you. So I got a little ahead of the game. So let's hang out. Let's catch up. I really haven't seen you. I went live a little bit this morning while I was making some of the signs for our orders today. But I feel like I have totally neglected all of y'all. And I'm going to make up for that this week. Hey, Yolanda. So I'm going to try and get as many of the wreath kits made this week. Y'all, I have a fall vendor show coming up in 2 weeks, a little less than 2 weeks, and I don't have near enough fall items for it. So I am going to be in the craft room a lot over the next 2 weeks. Oh, okay. Oh, Christine, thank you so much. All right, so this kit, as I said, comes with the purple frame. I've already opened the ties up on it just so that they're ready for me. And I'm going to set this off to the side for a moment. I'm going to go ahead and prepare our sign. So this cute little sign, I'm known to bite. He's got some bats. I love all the Halloween colors. I'm going to actually place this sign a little offset center. So it's going to attach about right here and about right here on my frame. So I'm going to add some pipe cleaners in a few different locations so that it attaches securely to my frame. Starting with, I always remove these ropes. Do you guys leave the ropes on your signs if you use the MDF signs? I typically will take them off. It's just my preferences. Oh, Heather, but I do. You know, I do. It's just who I am. It's just who I am. And of course, the girls have done a great job with holding the fort down while we dealt with all of our family last week. They are amazing. All right, so I usually add, I use 1/4-inch staples, and I usually put a couple staples in my board as long as I know that it's not going to go through the board. Actually, I'm going to use my other glue. You cut off the ropes? Yeah, Christine, awesome. Marilyn said, nope. She does not. I actually taught a wreath class. I know you guys are going to think I'm crazy, but I had a wreath class scheduled for Friday evening, and that was the day that we had my mom's memorial service or services, and everybody in the class was like, we thought for sure you would cancel it. And I'm so happy that I attended and did not cancel, because it really allowed me to just de-stress, decompress, and do what I love to do, which is crafting. And one of the girls there in the class, she said she always leaves the ropes on. That's what made me ask about it. Heather, amen to that. It is the nurse in me. No doubt about it. Hang on, guys, just a second. I'm going to step over here. Come grab a tissue. Because after that little coughing fit, I needed a tissue. Okay. But yeah, I normally always cut those off. You don't leave them on. All right, done with the staple gun, done with pipe cleaners. And I should not need a fourth one. So let's bring it on the mesh. Bring on the mesh. So this kit actually comes with both rolls of mesh. This Halloween metallic, it's got the orange and green and purple and black in it. And for this particular wreath kit, I am cutting 32-inch strips. So I'm going to measure out. I'll get something to weigh it down here because it's going to want to roll back up. The closer you get to the end of the rolls, the tighter it wants to roll back up. So we're just going to cut 32-inch strips, and I'm just going to cut both of them at the same time. Okay, stop it, Stephanie. And you're going to want a total of 9 of each color. So each roll of mesh, 9 of each color at 32 inches long. Ta-da! And as I said, I did cut some before I went live just to cut down on your time and not have you sit there and watch me cut mesh. I was just the opposite when my mom passed. I was depressed and didn't want to do anything, but I didn't know that's what I was, okay, what you were going through. Yeah. That makes absolute positively logical sense, Marilyn, that you didn't realize that that's what was happening. And, you know, sometimes, you know, just like that with, I could have canceled the class, obviously, and I know everyone would have understood, but it's not who I am. And I'm really glad I didn't. I'm really glad that I didn't, because it really kept me active. And immediately after we got started, it was like all my stress kind of went away, because that's what crafting does. I think most of us find that by focusing on the fun stuff like this is a way to de-stress, and it certainly worked for me. Certainly did. Okay, now let me explain what I just did in case you didn't catch that. This is actually supposed to be a tutorial, so I need to be telling you what I'm doing. So I'm going to take the piece of mesh that we just cut in 32-inch strips, and I'm going to curl up the end of it a couple of curls. So I'm going to roll it in. Let me get that a little bit better. So I'm just going to roll it in so it curls in itself. And what's really awesome is that by putting that inside, it reduces the fraying because it's not exposed. So as it's curled, if you have a clothespin, I have these little clippy things I stick on there. And then I come to the opposite end, and I'm going to curl it a couple of times again. And I'm just going to walk it right up the middle with my fingers. Then as I get to the other end, I'm going to gather that all together. And then with the curl side up, I'm going to place it on the outer ring of our wreath frame. And I'm going to alternate the purple with the fun Halloween metallic stripe ribbon or mesh as well. So I'm just going to alternate colors, and we're going to repeat that all the way around the outside. Thank you, Carol. I appreciate it. All right, so this is where it's like redundant, and I can read comments. I can talk to you. Ask me anything. Y'all, I need to get back on the horse and ride. That's for sure. So, ask away. Guys, don't forget too, I always love it, and it helps me so much when you share my videos. It helps my little small business tremendously. More than you know. More than you know. And I always say, you never know how we might inspire somebody else. They might look at that and go, I'd like to try that. Or, I could do that. I wonder where I can get those supplies at. Where did Stephanie get that mesh? My favorite thing. Where did you get that? FestiveCreationsByStephanie.com. This is fun mesh too, by the way. Fun mesh. I love the Halloween colors. Canessa, I cut them at 32 inches long. So we have a total of 9 striped mesh and 9 of the solid purple at 32 inch. Thank you, Miss Donna. Hey, you know what, Donna? That actually is very inspiring for me, because that tells me that somebody was listening. You know, do you know how hard it is sometimes when you're unalive and you're like, I don't even know if they hear me talking. Or maybe you have it muted. You could have it muted. I'm guessing. Georgie Lee, hello, hello. Good to see you. See, I missed you guys. I will be live quite a bit this week. As I said, I have got fall galore, getting ready for the vendor show. And this will probably be my last Halloween design for the vendor show. But this wreath kit is too stinking cute not to pass up. It's too cute. Yes, Tanya, and trust me, it is nice to be back. I actually made a couple of other things earlier today when I was here in the craft room. I didn't obviously go live doing them. Just getting back on the horse is what I say. I was in Holly Levy the other day and passed a lady with a buggy full of ribbon. I asked her if she heard of you. She said, yes, Texana, that's awesome. Well, thank you for thinking of me. Janet agreed. It is my therapy. And not only just doing this with the creativity part, but also just talking with you guys. And believe me, I really do enjoy hearing what's going on in your world. It helps tremendously. And it gives us that connection, right? Carol, there's probably more than one thing you saw in my shop today. Yolanda said, I have a customer who follows me, and she made her first fall wreath. Oh, Yolanda, that would be great. Yes. Well, good for her. Kudos to her. Rewarding. And rewarding. I thought you might, Carol. Look at how fun these colors are already. Now, for those of you that follow me all the time, y'all, when I cut my mesh, I throw it on the floor right next to me. Because even this 7-foot table is still not big enough to hold all my stuff. Had a great week last week. Heather, you go, girl. I love it. Now I'm curious, Heather, were they seasonal wreaths? Were they every day? What are people buying from you right now? I'm getting ready to go to that vendor show, and I already know from experience that September 10th, they're going to want to be buying fall and Halloween. Christmas will not be hot on their list right now. And fall is the least that I have made right now. Ruth, not a problem. I cut them at 32 inches. This 10-inch mesh, I cut them at 32 inches. We did 9 of the stripe mesh and 9 of the solid purple mesh. Look at how fun this is. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so I've got all of the outside ring done. We're just going to continue on, and let's add some color to the top. Mix football and every day. That's good to know. That's another thing. I haven't got one football wreath made in my shop. Not one. But based on where my vendor show is, I know the most common colors of football that I would need. So even though we can't use trademarked or copyrighted items, we can still do football's themed wreaths in like the team colors, right? All right, we're getting there. Only 7 more to go, and then we're gonna add our sign, which should be prepped and ready to go. I don't know what it looks like on your end, but this mesh is just awesome. Hey, Miss Vicky. Happy Monday. All right. You guys are getting quiet again. This is the easy part. It's redundant. That's why I say, ask me anything. I can talk and do this at the same time. I don't even have to think. Are any of you like that when you're doing your crafts? You have something that is just like repetitive. Don't even have to think about it. This is it with this mesh wreath. This is the part that is redundant. Worked on my teal pumpkin wreath kit this weekend. Yay! Mary, which one did you get? Did you get the metal embossed teal pumpkin or the 10-inch square MDF tall teal pumpkin kit? I had a couple of teal pumpkin kits. I think they're all gone now, but I only have a few fall kits left. I've got a few fall, a few Halloween, and we are hot and heavy into putting more Christmas together. Have you done a pumpkin wreath out of the Dollar Tree pumpkin? Yes. I haven't this year, but I actually just posted a video, I think last week, of the one I did last year. It's a replay. What, Vicky, I will not. We are, we're not doing the pop-up shop this year. I'm actually trying something new at White Oaks Mall in Springfield. And we are participating. They're trying to build up handmade vendors there. And actually, I'm kind of pretty excited about it because it is growing by leaps and bounds. And then I just found out today in November and December, they'll only allow handmade vendors, no direct sales. So September and October, it's an outdoor event. And then in November and December, it's indoor at the mall, White Oaks Mall in Springfield. So I'm kind of excited about it. Pam, bless your heart. Thank you so much. Car accident. Pam, did I know about a car accident? What the ooh-ay-oh? Well, I know this much. You're here to tell me about it. Girl, I am so sorry. Thanks. And yes, Heather did do a great job. She is an amazing employee. One of a kind. And no, you can't have her. All right, we're down to the last. We've just got a few more. Actually, I feel like I'm missing one because I still have. I might have cut one set too many. Oh, how exciting, Mary. Congratulations. Good for you. People are buying, I'm telling you. Ain't no doubt about it. People are buying. Heather and Mary are just living proof. All right, look at this. Look at that gorgeous mesh. Love, love, love the colors. And of course, the ribbon that we paired up with this is going to really pop on this mesh. Let's go ahead and add my sign. And for that, I'm going to take the pipe cleaners and I'm going to feed them down through the mesh and bring out the pipe cleaners on the back side so that I can attach it to the wire frame. Isn't this sign adorable? And he's going to pop on here too. I love it. Trying something new, spreading your wings. And it's what we call in the business world layering. So rather than putting all of your eggs in one basket, you know, have different avenues of revenue. And that is an example. All right, so let me turn this guy over. I'm going to tie these guys together. And I normally don't cut off the pipe cleaners if they're too long until A, I need to know for sure that my sign's where I want it to be and make sure it's nice and tight on there. And sometimes I just curl the pipe cleaners back into the mesh so that if I did ever need to adjust it again for whatever reason, I had a little bit of stuff to work with. Speeding drunk driver hit me while I was sitting and waiting for a train to go by. God sent the angels. Getting hurt much. Oh, bless your heart, Pam. Oh my gosh, girl. They were watching over you. I absolutely agree. And that certainly could have ended a whole lot differently. All right, now I'm trying to untie this. Absolutely, Mary. Absolutely. Okay. I wanted to bring this around this side of the wire frame. So I'm going to untie it real quick. And bring it on this side. There we go. Now I'm happy. Oh yeah, nice and secure. Hey Tina. I'm glad too. So Tina, to resolve that, check something. If you're on your mobile device right now, tap anywhere on your screen. If you tap on your screen, up in this corner, there should be, hang on, up in this corner, there should be 3 little dots that appear. Click on those 3 little dots and make sure that you've got live notifications turned on. So Facebook will let you know when I go live. Being a nurse before, do you know if getting 2 cortisone shots can a side effect be horrible headache and itchy? Vicky, I don't. Actually, that's a great question for your pharmacist. Ask your pharmacist. The pharmacist will actually be your expert on that. Okay. Loving this so far, but we have to have ribbon. Ribbon, ribbon. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Let's pick those up before I knock them all off on the floor. My straight pins. That's what I use to keep my ribbon under control. Now, Charlotte, you did ask, and no, I do not. I'm assuming that you're talking about that mesh that has like the peacock colors. It's more like an ombre mesh. That is what I'm assuming you're referring to. All right, so I'm going to start out with this 2.5-inch ribbon that comes with the kit. Fun Halloween colors. By the way, if you go to the website and you're looking for this kit, if you just type in the search bar 149 kit, this one will come up for you. So we're going to start out with the 2.5-inch lime green and black polka dots. Love this color. Stop pulling. Oh no, Tina. Awesome. Yep. Not a problem, Charlotte. I'm going to make my loops go about to the 6-inch mark. And I am going to do one loop this way. And I'm going to do another loop the opposite way. So I've got tail, and 2 tails on top, 2 tails on bottom. This little fun ribbon with our gnomes on it is going to look adorable with our gnome wreath. And dovetail the end of it. And we're going to go about to the 6-inch mark again. And I'm going to do 2 leaps, listen to me. 2 loops on each side. Fun times. I want this ribbon with the gnomes to be more like the stars of my show with the bow. And this, so this 3-in-1 metallic purple, lime green, and orange. She's gonna be fun. So for this one, I'm going to do a shorter tail, and I'm going to do 1 loop over here, cut that off, and I'm going to do that again, opposite direction. Beth, I can only see part of your, you don't flip on, I can't see what your whole comment is, Beth. Help a sister out. Look at how fun this bow is. Can y'all see that? Love, love, love. All right, so let me take some floral wire. Or if you prefer zip tie, pipe cleaner, whatever your preference is. And let's lift this bow off of there. And I'm going to tighten that up behind my bow. About the time I think my cough is going to stop, it kicks me right back again. All right, let me trim these down. Oh, do I not flip the gnome? Heck no. Now, there are times that I will do a flip so that they're all going the same direction, but it's very seldom that I do that. But if I have tails hanging down, I want them going in the same direction on my tails. Heck no. I have never had a customer come to me and go, I'm not going to buy that wreath because your gnome is upside down on the ribbon, on one of your ribbons. Because obviously it's going to be right side up on part of it and upside down on the other part. And I've never had a complaint about it yet. After all these years. You like the wire? Yeah, Tina, me too. That is my preference, is using the wire. Especially when it comes to weaving through that mesh. It's like effortlessly. Okay. Fun. Fun, fun, fun. Look. Check that out. Check it out. Now, he'll still need a little fluffing. But he's going to go right up here. In the corner area of our sign. And with that metallic ribbon, it really pulls some of that glittered effect from the sign out. It's really fun. Really fun. All right, let me get him situated, and that one is going to get probably a little trim there. We don't want him blocking our star of the show. I need a little bit more right in there. How about that? Now let's make a smaller one, and we're going to put it right about in here, except he needs to shift just a little bit more. Yes. He's probably going to get hung up on the wall for a final shifting. And that's another thing I'll do, is I won't tighten it down real super tight until I've got my placement right where I want it to be. Pam, I'm kind of the same way. That's pretty much my logic as well. All right, let's do this again. Let's do it again. I think this wreath kit's coming out kind of nice. Have any of you guys bought this wreath kit yet? This one's one of my favorite Halloween kits that we've got together, that we've done. Oh, I want to do this the same way, except we're going to go 5-inch this time. And bring our little gnomies back here. Yolanda, and that's really all it is. It's just taking time out. Not letting it intimidate you. And just practice. Just practice, practice, practice. I don't know how the rest of you guys feel, but, you know, when I was teaching that Wreath class Friday night, one thing that I did point out, especially as a beginner, is that the type of ribbon, the type of ribbon that you're using to practice on can make or break you. If you're using a ribbon that's super slick and it slides around, doesn't have good strong wire in it, which will make it not hold its shape very well, that can actually be a deterrent to where if you buy just a little bit better quality ribbon, even to practice with, you can undo it. You know, you can make a bow and redo it again. But you'll be so much happier with your bow when you use a nicer quality ribbon. And I'm going to bet that a few of you experienced bow makers on here would probably agree. So Yolanda, it's so there is a little bit of science to that. So what I do is I look at what do I want to be the star of the show. So in this case, I want my gnomes to be the star of the show. So I've got them in the middle where they're a little closer to the top, but not all the way on top. And I'm building around the colors that are in my gnome ribbon. This is a nice pop of color, and I didn't want it to be overbearing. So I put this under it all for just to use as that pop of color peeking through. And it gave me those accent colors. So it does help to kind of have some idea of where you're going to go with it. And then, of course, this one complements that one underneath there. Beth said, buy a roll from Sam's or Costco's, the burlap or glitter, and just make bows from that one roll. You can get about 5 bows. Yeah, because those are 50-yard rolls. I absolutely concur, Beth. I absolutely agree. Sam's Club or Costco's, that ribbon is a great economical way to practice your bows. All right. We've about got him done. For whatever reason, Facebook's hiding the whole comments. All right, let's dovetail some of these tails and add our second bow. Now, there is no right or wrong way if you have a system or a preference whether or not if you're going to add ribbon tails, to add the ribbon tails first, add them later. I tend to actually wait to add ribbon tails because a lot of times the ribbon that I'm using in my bow is going to be pretty predominant, and I won't need necessarily ribbon tails underneath it. All right, so let's add this little guy. See if I can get my wire to go down through there. How fun. This would be one that would be fun too if you had some little bat embellishments or spider embellishments. I could see adding those to this design. But I haven't got any. But this is, I mean, everything that you get in this kit is what you see. Definitely, we can create a pretty awesome Halloween wreath, and a fun one at that. All right, where's my wire? Aha. He is trying to be stubborn. And Yolanda, it is that lime green in there, really pulling the lime green from the sign and that contrast. Well, hello, Miss Terry. Look at you taking a break from the painting world. Glad to see you stop in. Hey, Miss Dawn. Bless your heart. Thank you. Okay. He's looking good. Sitting pretty. Love, love, love that. Now, this wreath is actually very pretty just the way it is. But I am going to add some more color to it. But I don't want to take away from the pops of color that we have. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use some of this metallic ribbon. And let me get a spool holder. And I think I'm just going to make a few. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. I want to know if I want to do one or two. I'm thinking. I'm just going to do a small loop with tails, and we're going to add those into the outside row of our wreath frame. So I'll tell you, I cut this at 13 inches, and let me see if that's going to be about the right length for what I want to accomplish. I think that's going to be about right. 13 inches is what I'm going to go with. I'll show you what I'm doing because I know it's probably not a very good camera view. So give me just a moment. Got a little curl going on there. There we go. All right. So I'm going to, and this tail's a little bit longer. I'll fix that. I'm going to add just these little loops with tails into the outside of the wreath in our wreath frame. So I'm going to need 10 of these at 13 inches long. I've already done one. Let's see if I can get him to cooperate a little bit better. Four. Okay, this is hard. Six. All right, 10 of them. 10 total. We've already done one. Hold the phone. Daggone it. Okay, that's better. That is better. All right, so I'm going to do that in slow motion now. So I'm going to take a piece of that 13-inch strip. I'm going to bring it down and pinch it at about 2 inches from the top, which is going to create like a small loop here. Where I have it pinched, I'm going to turn that ribbon pretty side up. And that's what it looks like. Then I'm going to place that in each of the twist ties. So remember I said I didn't want to take away from our colors that are really popping on our wreath, but I still want to have like a finished look on the outer edge. So now I have this color in there and it makes it cohesive. So it pulls some of that metallic ribbon from our bow to the outer edge of our frame. Daggone it. I think my allergy medicine is definitely wearing off too. Y'all, pollen season here has been cray-cray. And I am definitely feeling that too. I don't know what it all is. Girl. Yes, I am so over it. And I think my husband is too. I think Gary is too. This is such fun ribbon. Almost. We're over about halfway done with the outer side. Hang on. Yep. I don't think it's going to behave. And of course, you know, the more you cough, the hotter you get. And then when you get hot, it makes you cough. It's like a never-ending circle. Okay. Truly, I'm not going to be able to keep going with this cough. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you that I'm going to finish doing the outer edges with these fun little loops And then I'm going to go back in here on top, and any open twist ties will also get some of this fun ribbon. And then I'm going to take a picture and share it with you. Yeah, I'm going to have to grab something, Judith, that's for sure. Thank you, Janet. I appreciate it. Let me finish it up after I get off the live, and then I will share a photo with you all. Thanks for hanging out. I will. I appreciate y'all. Have a great rest of your Monday.